The opening scene shows a festive Christmas season. The streets are flooded with snow and people going around engaging in their various daily activities in the city of New York. Addie, a chiropractor, isn't left out as she takes a walk down to her workplace carrying some latte and bagel for herself and her colleague Tracy. They chat a little about their job schedule and how they barely have enough time to do other things with their lives. Addie receives a text, but she doesn't recognize the number. However, she drops her phone and makes her way to go attend to the patients who are waiting too. In the evening, Addie steps out to meet her dad Bruce on a date at a cafe in town. He is excited to see her. He already asked the bartender to prepare her favorite drink. He informs her that her brother Andrew is still hoping that she will join them for Christmas in Australia, even if it's for just a week. Unfortunately, Addie's schedule wouldn't permit her, as she only has 4 days off for Christmas, and she would love to stay for at least 2 or 3 weeks in Australia. Bruce feels bad leaving his daughter behind, since they are just 3 in their little family, ever since he lost his wife. Addie assures her dad that he will be having the best trip. She brings out a Christmas present for him, and her father thanks her for the early Christmas present, which will help with noise reduction during his flight. They enjoy the rest of the evening chatting before retiring back home. The following day, Addie sits in her house scrolling through recent photo uploads of her ex, Mark, with him and his new girlfriend. A text message from the same sender pops up again. This time around, she replies and finds out that the sender is mistaking her for someone else. The conversation lingers for some minutes as Addie sends a picture of herself to show the person that he is texting the wrong person. At work, Tracy invites Addie to join her and her boyfriend Zach to go visit Zach's parents for the Christmas festivities, but she declines the invite. Addie's phone receives a notification. She gasps in shock immediately after she opens it. She shows Tracy the photo. The same person who refuses to discuss marriage after 3 years of dating her finally engages someone he just met 2 months ago. They are still discussing Mark's engagement when a call from Nana, the person texting her, comes in. She excuses herself to go answer the video call. Nana feels excited speaking with her. She thanks her for sending her the link where she purchased the very same scarf she saw in Addie's photo. Nana hopes her daughter loves the scarf, and Addie feels glad she can help the old lady out. Nana continues the conversation as she makes more inquiries about her. Their conversation lasts some minutes longer, and Addie thinks she's a sweet lady. Nana hopes their conversation continues some other time. At Nana's house, her son, James, arrives to meet his mother, who is joyous to see him. She believes he will be coming on Christmas Eve, but seeing him now is much more exciting. She hopes he will be staying for a long time, but her travel doctor's son reveals he will be leaving on the 27th. However, she's glad he's home. She wishes he would just meet a nice girl and settle down nearby. Over at Addie's place, she sighs in frustration as she takes out her burnt cookies from the oven. Nana's call comes in. She has been thinking about Addie not having any family members around for the holidays, so she decides to invite her over to Vermont to come join them for the Christmas celebrations. Addie thanks her and promises to give her a reply after thinking about it. After the call, Nana sends a photo of her family that was taken the previous Christmas. She pleads with Addie to give her request a good thought. Addie laughs and compliments the beautiful family picture sent to her. She quickly scrolls through Mark's engagement photos and scoffs before blocking him. Just maybe that will help her sanity. A few minutes later, she decides to call Nana, informing the old lady that she's willing to take up her offer for the Christmas dinner. The next day, Tracy complains on the phone as Addie informs her that she will be traveling to Vermont to spend a night with total strangers. She's worried for her friend, but Addie already has it all figured out. She intends to stay at a local inn, and if she finds the place uncomfortable, she will be coming back to New York the next day. Tracy tries to get Addie to take a flight to Florida instead, but Addie refuses to do so. She grudgingly allows her friend to have her way. Addie arrives in Vermont some hours later and decides to check into an inn. She meets with the owner, Carter, who has been managing the family property after his father's passing. Coincidentally, Carter knows the Granways. He speaks so highly of Mabel Granway, whom Addie knows as Nana. The following morning, Addie arrives at the Granways' home with some bagels she got from New York. Nana is super excited to see her. She ushers her into their home and offers her a cup of hot chocolate to help rid her of the cold. Addie loves the Christmas decorations. It feels like she's in a Christmas painting. She arranges the present she got under the Christmas tree, and just then, James walks into the living room. The introductions are still going on when Nana's daughter Molly walks in with her family. Her little girl, Paige, runs excitedly to hug her uncle, while Will and Molly walk behind. Molly introduces each member of her family to Addie and vice versa. At the dining table, James talks about their Christmas traditions. Addie also mentions her family's traditions before her father's retirement, and now he alternates between her place and her brother's for the holidays. James gets up to get the door when a knock comes on it. He comes back with Violet, James's ex, whom Nanny seems happy to see after a long time. However, Will doesn't look like he's cool having James's ex around for their Christmas dinner. Molly requests to know how her mother got to know Addie, being that they live far apart, and she narrates how she missed a number when she was texting Paige to know when she would be coming over. The number happens to be Addie's, and ever since then, they've been chatting. Her kids are surprised to find out that their mother invited a total stranger to their family dinner. But Nana sees nothing wrong with it since Addie is no longer a stranger to either of them. After the dinner, they all sit together opening presents. Addie opens her present from Nana and sees a very beautiful ornament to decorate her Christmas tree. She thanks Nana and hands her the pack she got for her. All through the conversations, Violet focuses on her phone, forgetting other people are around her. She doesn't even notice when James volunteers to go get desserts for everyone alongside Addie. Inside the kitchen, James strikes up a conversation with Addie, requesting to know why she's spending Christmas with his family instead of hers, and also if there's a significant other in her life. Addie sheds more light on her long-term relationship, which ended recently, and how her ex's engagement with another lady prompted her to decide to come spend Christmas with Nana instead of sulking in her house. Violet walks into the kitchen, interrupting their conversation, offering to assist them with whatever they are doing. After the activities for the night come to an end, Nana sees Molly and her family off to the door, bidding them a safe trip back home. Nana suddenly points James and Addie's attention to the mistletoe, which they are standing right under. She reminds them the tradition states it's bad luck not to kiss under the mistletoe, so they have to do it for her. They find it awkward, but they move towards each other just for the old lady's sake, and James places a kiss on Addie's cheek. Violet soon comes out to join them. They bid each other goodnight, and Addie heads back to the inn so she can catch some sleep early, or else she will miss the train back to New York in the morning. Several months pass and it's time for another Christmas again. Nana and Addie are still communicating. Their relationship seems to be doing pretty great as they chat on video calls, and Addie sent photos of her visit to Australia during the summer. Addie is on a call with Nana as usual. She shows her freshly baked Christmas cookies, which didn't burn thanks to her directions with the oven. James joins their video call and he chats with Addie for some minutes. After the call, Nana tells James that Addie is a nice girl. She tries to make a subtle impression, but James pretends not to know what his mother is aiming at. After all, she told him Addie had a boyfriend. Nana outrightly admits that he can give it a try, as she doesn't think Addie's relationship with the chef, Luke, is serious. Later in the evening, Addie meets up with her dad at the restaurant, which is gradually becoming a Christmas tradition for them. She apologizes on Luke's behalf, as he might not be making it to dinner with them, because he has to be present at work. A food critic will be coming to his restaurant, and Luke is quite tense. Bruce understands the situation. He informs her that they might not be spending this Christmas together as a family. Her brother, Andrew, has this new project which requires him to be away. Furthermore, he ended things with his girlfriend, Madison. Although it's mutual, Andrew is pretty upset about it. Addie is beginning to understand that her father wants to go spend the holiday with her brother instead of with her because it's her turn this year. She agrees for him to go see Andrew since Luke promises to take the day off work. So, she won't be spending Christmas all by herself. At the office the next day, Tracy asks if her friend will be traveling to Vermont this year's Christmas since her dad will be away in Australia. She makes impressions about Addie and James being together. Addie laughs it off because James is with Violet and she's with Luke now. Tracy thinks otherwise. She doesn't seem to like Luke very much and feels like Violet and James's relationship isn't going to last long. Addie's phone lights up to reveal a message from Luke. Her countenance changes upon reading the message. Luke won't be spending Christmas with her because his manager just resigned and he'll have to manage by himself, since it'll be impossible to find a new manager with all the festivities going on. Addie's plans for Christmas are cancelled automatically. She will make new ones and she intends to call Nana later. It's Christmas Day again and Addie arrives in Hartford. Carter is joyous to have her at his inn for the second time. He heartily welcomes her in and informs her that they will be meeting again later today at the Granways, because Mabel invited him to come enjoy the Christmas dinner with her family, since he will be alone this year. His son redeployed, and she thought it'd be best if he joined her family. His face lights up as Addie reveals that Nana also speaks highly of him. In the evening, Addie arrives at Nana's place bearing gifts. Nana comes running out of the kitchen, thrilled to have Addie with them for Christmas once again. She lifts her head after hugging Nana and she's surprised to see James around. He hugs her and they do some quick catching up. She is surprised to hear that he's no longer with Violet. Nana watches with a smile on her face as the duo talk. Molly and her family soon arrive and everyone is excited to see each other after a long time. Carter joins them, just when they are about to settle down for dinner. Nana ushers him in and he gives her the flowers he got for her. Minutes later, they all gather around the dinner table making jokes and chatting about Luke and his French restaurant. After dinner, Addie and James pack up the used dishes in the kitchen. While cleaning up, James starts discussing Luke and Addie's relationship. He wants to know if they are seriously into each other. She reveals they are getting to know each other quite slowly thanks to their busy schedules. But she's surprised to hear James say he has never been in love before. He tries to keep a dish in the cabinet, but he feels a sharp pain in his back. Addie is surprised that doctors also have back problems and offers to help him check it out. In the course of doing that, the family walks in on them wondering what they are doing. They try to explain that it's strictly chiropractic treatment, but the rest of the family looks unconvinced. Nana has a sly smile on her face. Next, they move to open their presents. Addie opens her gift box and finds an angel necklace with her birthstone, Emerald, on it. She thanks James for the beautiful gift. Nana suggests they all see a movie before they depart for the night, but James insists on taking a walk because his stomach is full. Carter offers to go with him, but Nana's look restricts him to the chair. She indicates with her brows that he's to sit down and allow Addie to go instead. He gets the message. Addie ends up going with James. During the walk, they engage in conversations about the places James has visited in the course of his job and his next job in Brazil, which may last a year or more. Luke's call comes in and James urges her to take the call, but Addie insists she will call him back when she gets home. They continue their conversation as James quotes a Japanese saying he learned from his trip to Tokyo. After translating, he and Addie's eyes get stuck staring deeply into each other until a little girl passing by calls out to greet James. He checks the time and realizes the family might be leaving soon, so he suggests they head back home. Getting back home, they all bid each other farewell and Molly takes her leave alongside her husband and daughter. Nana hugs Addie and then pulls Carter in to give him some shortbread, so James can have a little talk with Addie. Emotions build up in the air as Addie suggests James reach out to her whenever he's in New York City. She wishes him luck with his trip to Brazil. He hugs her and holds onto the embrace for a few more seconds before letting her go. Months pass and it's another Christmas again. Addie obliges her friend's request to meet with her on Friday, but she states she will be unavailable if Tracy intends to set her up on another blind date. She insists that Addie give love another chance and suggests James, but Addie reminds her that long-distance relationship isn't James' thing. Tracy informs her friend that she and Zach will be moving and she will have to get another job that is close to their new place of residence. She had dropped in her 2 weeks' notice with the management just this morning. Addie is happy yet shocked because she will greatly miss her friend. Tracy assures her that she can come visit whenever she wants to as there is an available spare room for her. Tracy brings up the James topic again, but Addie doesn't think he will even be coming home for Christmas this year. She encourages her to call James to confess how she feels about him, or better still, she should just get a ticket to Rio and meet him in person and then tell him that she can't stop thinking about him. Addie refuses, which causes Tracy to wonder what her friend is so afraid of that she's not willing to make a move on a man she's in love with. As their usual Christmas tradition, Addie meets with her dad at the restaurant a few days before Christmas. She shares her displeasure that she's not getting any calls back after several interviews and now Tracy is leaving. She doesn't know how to manage the situation. Bruce encourages her and he brings up the dating topic again. She wonders why she's having another session on the same topic again on the same day. Bruce addresses her fears and advises her not to be scared of finding love just because she thinks she might end up alone again. He assures her that true love is worth it and that she should open her heart to give love a chance. He asks if she will be traveling to meet Nana as usual, and she informs him that she might be staying a few more days after Christmas. Nana requests to have her around a little bit more. Her father wonders why she will be spending the third Christmas with Nana and her family like they are some sort of extended family of hers. However, he wants her to do whatever makes her happy. He reveals that Andrew requested for him to permanently relocate to Australia this year. He doesn't want her to think he loves her brother more and he wouldn't want to leave her all alone here. Addie is surprised, but then, she is absolutely fine with the idea of him moving if that is what he wants. She thinks it will be great if her dad gets to work with her brother instead of sitting down idly and worrying about her like he's been doing after his retirement. Bruce is glad she isn't fighting it. He suggests she move over, since Andrew's friend owns a clinic and they need a chiropractor to work in their clinic. She laughs, seeing that her dad has planned things out with Andrew. She asks that he tell her brother to send her the application. The next day, Addie is on the phone with Nana, who informs her that James will be hosting Christmas this year and not her. Addie is surprised to realize that James will be around for the festivity due to a change in his plans. She confesses that Christmas dinner is fast becoming one of her favorite traditions and she's looking forward to seeing all of them again. It's 2 days to Christmas and Addie travels down to Hartford for the third Christmas in a row. She stops by the Hartford Inn to check in but is surprised to find out that they did an upgrade which resulted in the inn losing several reservations including hers. To make matters worse, there are no more available rooms in the inn. Carter suggests she phone Nana, and thankfully Nana agrees for her to stay at their house. Minutes later, James comes to pick her up from the inn because his mother is busy with some things. Addie is excited to see him, and she is eager to hear all about Rio and his next adventure. He stops by his house, which used to be on rent, and requests for her help in planning the Christmas dinner, which is why he brought her to his house where he will be hosting the event. James also makes mention of his girl Lily, and Addie pretends to be excited to meet her. On getting inside the house, James calls for Lily, his pet dog, and she feels relieved it's not an actual woman. After a while, they get to work setting up the house to host the other family members. Nana and Carter stops by to drop off some items for decorations. Addie is excited to see Nana once again. After a little chit-chat, Nana and Carter leave to go purchase some items from the supermarket. James and Addie are alone once again. They chat about Nana and Carter while decorating the Christmas tree. Addie mentions the closeness between the elders. James seems to be cool about it as long as his mother is happy. Later in the evening, the duo sit on the house balcony and James teaches her how to decorate pine cones. He learned it from his grandmother who used to make them just to feed the squirrels and birds around. On the morning of Christmas Eve, Addie walks from Nana's place down to James's, grabbing some coffee along the way. On getting to his house, she's surprised to find him preparing to cook, and she helps him with the recipe. After cooking, they continue with other preparations for the Christmas dinner. And by the time they are done, it's nighttime already. James joins her sitting outside the house. He hands her a hot drink, and as Addie takes the cup from him, she spots a shooting star. After making a wish, James brings out a present he got for her. He remembers she said it's her tradition to open a gift on Christmas Eve. Addie smiles as she remembers telling him that during her first Christmas dinner with his family at Nana's place. She opens up the gift and thanks him for the beautiful portrait of them the first time they gathered together for Christmas dinner. On Christmas morning, Addie calls to wish her dad and Andrew a Merry Christmas. Immediately the call ends and Tracy's call comes in. The girls chat a little and Tracy advises her friend to tell James how she feels as soon as she can instead of delaying till it never happens. Then she will spend the rest of her life wondering what might have gone right if she had told James about her feelings. Later, Paige comes to join them and they realize that the turkey is getting burnt. Unfortunately, it's beyond remedy. Addie offers to try out something she learned from Luke, thinking that just maybe, it'll help salvage the situation. Things work out quite well and James thanks Addie for coming through for him. Just when she's about to confess how she feels for him, the other family members enter the house bearing gifts. They all exchange pleasantries welcoming each other after a long time. Molly requests to know why James hasn't informed her that he finally got his dream job offer in Jamaica. He apologizes, revealing he's not sure he is going to take the offer, which is why he hasn't said much about it. He suggests they all move to the dining table, but Carter interrupts. He turns to Nana and confesses love to her. He gets on one knee and proposes marriage to her. The others cheer as their mother accepts the proposal. After the dinner, Nana thanks James and Addie for the fantastic dinner. Addie realizes she missed a call. She excuses herself to go check her voicemail. While she is listening to the voicemail, James walks over and he hears the man over the phone offer her a job position in Australia. He congratulates her, and an awkward moment ensues as they congratulate each other. At least James can now go to Jamaica since his mother will be getting married to Carter, and he no longer needs to stay around to be with her. Later, the family prepares to leave. Nana is thankful her wrong text to Addie 3 years ago has brought an amazing person like Addie into their lives. When James and Addie see everyone off, he suggests they grab some coffee in the morning before she leaves for New York. He bids her goodnight and watches her take leave. The next morning, Nana is getting pissed upon realizing that James wouldn't be picking Addie up. But Addie explains that she declined, and offers to walk over to his house to grab the coffee. Upon getting to James's house, they have a little conversation with both of them finding it difficult to say how they feel about each other. She later returns to Nana's house to pick up her things so she doesn't miss her train. She promises to keep in touch with Nana since she will be moving far away to Australia. Nana thanks her for everything, and also talks to her about true love, since she never expected she would fall in love again in her old age. James is in his house talking to Lily when the doorbell chimes. He opens the door and sees a package. He picks it up and prepares to go find Addie at the train station. Upon stepping outside of his house, he meets with Addie. The duo confess their love for each other and James reveals he's about to come to find her. He confesses that he's willing to move to Australia if that's what he needs to be with her. He's willing to let go of Jamaica just to be with her. He kisses her lips and Addie makes him promise her that they will always return to Hartford to continue the Christmas dinner tradition. She confesses that her wish when she saw the shooting star just came true. She wraps her hands around James in a loving embrace.